Hey, fellow coin enthusiasts! Did you know that one of the most common coins you probably have sitting around in your jar of spare change could actually be worth a small fortune? I'm talking about the 1960 Lincoln penny. Yes, that little copper beauty that's been sitting in your pocket all these years, possibly collecting lint, might just be worth $1.7 million. Now, before you go digging through your drawers like a coin-crazed treasure hunter, let me break it down for you. But first, let's talk about why this penny is so special and how it could be the golden ticket you never expected. So grab your magnifying glass, or maybe just your phone, no judgment here, and let's dive into the surprising value of the 1960 Lincoln penny. Alright, let's rewind to 1960 for a second. Dwight D. Eisenhower was president, and the world was grooving to hits like The Twist by Chubby Checker. Meanwhile, in the world of coins, something very interesting was happening behind the scenes. The US Mint was producing these pretty ordinary Lincoln pennies. Well, as ordinary as a coin can be when it comes to making history, right? Now, the 1960 Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, as indicated by the D mint mark. But here's the kicker: in the 1960s, there was a slight mistake that happened during the production of these pennies. Some of these 1960 pennies were struck with an interesting error. They were made with what's called a double-dyed verse, meaning the image of Abraham Lincoln was doubled on the front. It's a weird phenomenon, kinda like when you go to take a selfie and your phone camera messes up and shows two of you. But in the world of rare coins, this error is what makes these pennies so valuable today. A double die means that the die used to stamp the coins wasn't aligned perfectly during the process, creating a double image of Lincoln's profile. And believe me, collectors are obsessed with this kind of stuff. So how does something so small become a big deal? Well, it's because the 1960 double-die penny is extremely rare, and only a few of them were released into circulation. That's why the value can reach up to a staggering $1.7 million. Yes, I said million. Now, let's take a moment here and just imagine you're digging through your change, minding your own business, and you pull out a 1960 Lincoln penny with that doubled image. You start to do a double take. Wait, is this the one? You pull out your phone, snap a picture, and within moments, you realize you're holding something worth more than a brand new car. Cha-ching! But here's the reality check. While these coins are worth a ton, they're also very hard to find. The key is that you have to be able to spot the double die error, which is actually harder than it sounds. A small change in the minting process, and the images on some pennies are slightly misaligned. So, unless you've got a magnifying glass or you're a trained coin expert, it might be tough to spot the error right away. But don't worry, we've got you covered with tips on how to tell if your 1960 is the golden one. Okay, so here's how you can identify this coin. First off, you'll want to check the date and mint mark. Make sure it's a 1960. Once you've done that, focus on the most critical part, the front, where Lincoln's portrait is. Look for doubled features like Lincoln's eyebrow, cheek, or the bottom of his chin. It's a subtle but noticeable shift. Trust me, if you spot the double die on your 1960 penny, you're going to be doing a happy dance. And I mean, a serious happy dance. You know, the kind where you do a little shuffle and then pretend you didn't just get way too excited about a coin. Yeah, that kind of dance. But before you start thinking about what you'll do with all that sweet coin cash, let's also be real here. Not all 1960 pennies are worth millions. If the coin doesn't have the error, or if it's in poor condition, it's still worth a few bucks, but definitely not close to what we're talking about. So, condition matters a lot when it comes to this coin's value. A penny in excellent condition, especially one with the double die error, is what will really bring in the big bucks. Now, I know what you're thinking. But I can't find that coin, it's probably impossible. And hey, I get it. A while ago, I was in the same boat. I remember searching through hundreds of pennies when I came across this old, worn-out coin I thought was nothing special. But it caught my eye because it was from the 1960s, and I'm a sucker for old coins. I remember looking at it, holding it up to the light, and thinking, this thing's got some weird markings, is it an error coin? Fast forward a few hours, and after doing some research online, I realized the coin I had was just a regular 1960 penny, not worth much at all. But hey, at least it was an educational experience, and I still treasure it. Plus, I learned the importance of paying attention to every little detail, just like I'm teaching you now. So, if you find one of these rare 1960 pennies with the error, you'll be a few steps ahead of where I was. Trust me, you'll thank me later. So, what's the takeaway from today? Don't just toss your 1960 pennies aside like they're no big deal. Take a moment to inspect them, because if you've got one with that elusive double die error, you could be sitting on a small fortune. And hey, if you find it, don't forget to thank me, or at least hit that subscribe button, because that's basically the same thing. If you love learning about rare coins and how to find ones that are worth big money, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to stay up to date with all the latest tips and strategies. I've got plenty more tips to help you make serious cash from your coin collection, so don't miss out. 1979 Lincoln 1-cent penny. You might not think much of a penny from 1979, but trust me, this little coin has captured the attention of collectors and investors around the world. Whether you're new to the world of rare coins or a seasoned collector, the 1979 penny could be a game changer for your collection. At first glance, the 1979 Lincoln penny may look like any other penny that's been floating around in your pocket for decades. It's made of copper-plated zinc, featuring Abraham Lincoln's familiar profile on the obverse, and a simple wheat stalk design on the reverse. But there's a catch. Some 1979 pennies are actually incredibly rare, and when we say rare, we mean rare enough to potentially be worth millions. So, what exactly makes the 1979 penny so special, and why are some of these pennies worth so much more than their face value? The U.S. Mint released more than 6 billion Lincoln pennies in 1979. That's a lot of coins, and for most of these pennies, their value remains minimal, just 1 cent. However, within this large mintage, a few pennies have characteristics that make them unique and highly sought after. The most significant of these are the 1979 pennies with a missing mint mark. Now, this is where things get interesting. Normally, pennies from this year should have a mint mark if they were produced at the Denver Mint or Philadelphia Mint. However, some of the 1979 pennies were struck at the Philadelphia Mint without the usual mint mark. The missing mint mark makes these pennies incredibly rare and highly valuable. Why? Because these are what collectors refer to as no mint mark errors, and they don't come around often. If you come across a 1979 penny without a mint mark, it could be worth significantly more than its face value. But not all of these error coins are the same. There are different variations, and the condition of the coin can drastically affect its value. Let's take a closer look at what could make these 1979 pennies so special. So, how much could a 1979 penny without a mint mark be worth? Let's break it down. In average condition, a 1979 no mint mark penny may fetch around $10 to $50. It's still rare, but not enough to make you rich. If your coin is in excellent condition, you could expect it to be worth anywhere from $100 to $500. These are still fairly common in comparison to the rarer versions. High grade or uncirculated condition, this is where the real money is. A 1979 penny with no mint mark in mint state condition, meaning it shows no signs of wear and tear, and has been well preserved, can sell for $1,000 to $3,000 or more at auction. In the rarest cases, if a 1979 no mint mark penny is in perfect, high-grade condition with a documented provenance, the value could soar into the tens of thousands of dollars. There are a few recorded sales where such pennies have gone for around $10,000 or higher. Now, let's talk about the big one, the possibility of the 1979 penny being worth millions. While the majority of these coins won't fetch that price, certain coins with unique characteristics could be worth a fortune. For example, if a 1979 no mint mark penny is discovered with unusual die errors, misstrikes, or other abnormalities that increase its rarity, collectors would pay a premium for such an item. Additionally, coins that are linked to significant historical events, famous collections, or even specific famous individuals in the coin collecting world can sometimes command astronomical prices. Could the right 1979 penny one day be worth $1 million? It's certainly possible, especially as the numismatic market continues to appreciate rare coins. Some of the most valuable coins in history were once thought to be worth only a few dollars, until a buyer with deep pockets came along. So, how do you find out if your 1979 penny is worth a lot more than a cent? Here are a few key things to look for. Look for any missing mint marks on your 1979 penny, particularly if it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. The better the condition, the higher the value. Coins that are well preserved and show little wear are worth more. Check for any die errors, such as doubling, misstrikes, or other anomalies. These can drastically increase the value. Always make sure your coin is authentic and has been properly graded by a professional service like the PCGS or NGC to get the best possible value when selling. If you believe you have a rare 1979 no mint mark penny, it's crucial to get it professionally graded and authenticated by one of the major grading services. Once it's graded, you can sell it through various auction houses, coin dealers, or private sales. The 1979 Lincoln penny without a mint mark is one of those coins that goes far beyond its face value. If you're lucky enough to find one in great condition, and possibly with unique errors, you could be holding on to something worth thousands, or even millions of dollars. So, keep your eyes peeled for this rare and valuable piece of numismatic history. 1986. The Abraham Lincoln 1-cent coin. What's the deal with this particular coin? Well, it might just surprise you. So, grab your magnifying glass and let's get started. At first glance, the 1986 Lincoln penny might seem like just another ordinary coin. But like so many other pennies, it has a story, and it could be worth far more than you think, especially if you know what to look for. Let's talk about the basics. The 1986 Lincoln penny was minted in large quantities at the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint, so most of these coins are quite common. However, there are specific features that make certain 1986 pennies stand out, which means they can carry a pretty hefty price tag on the market. But how much are we talking? First, let's start with the general 1986 penny. In typical circulated condition, most 1986 pennies are worth just 1 cent, or maybe a little more if they're in excellent condition. We're talking about uncirculated coins, perhaps an MS-65 or better, which might be worth around 30 to 50 cents. Not much, right? But here's the catch. There are rare 1986 pennies with certain characteristics that can skyrocket in value. Let's break it down. First, let's talk about a double die adverse error. This is one of the most sought-after mistakes on a coin, and if you find a 1986 penny with a noticeable double image, especially on the letters in Liberty, or on the date, you could be holding on to something worth more than $1,000. Yes, that's right, a coin that costs just a penny to make can be worth thousands. Collectors are always looking for these types of minting errors, as they make a coin more unique and desirable. The market for error coins has only been growing over the years, and when you find one in exceptional condition, that price can even rise higher. Now, let's discuss the potential for a truly rare 1986 penny that could fetch $1 million price tag. While it's extremely unlikely, there are stories of similar rare pennies from other years reaching such heights due to perfect condition and extreme rarity. But when we talk about the potential worth of a 1986 penny in such cases, we're talking about circumstances where the penny might feature an extremely rare minting error, unusual metal composition, or provenance that traces back to an important collection. Some individuals are willing to pay millions for these one-of-a-kind coins. But don't get your hopes up just yet. These types of finds are extremely rare, and if you think you've found a true gem, it's always best to have it professionally graded and appraised. To sum it up, while most 1986 Lincoln pennies are worth only a cent, there are exceptions. Rare error varieties, like the double die obverse, could push the value into the hundreds, and a truly unique and rare 1986 penny might be worth far more, possibly even into the thousands, or even millions in the future. So, take a moment to check your penny collection. You never know if one of your 1,986 coins could turn out to be a hidden treasure. As always, if you're new to coin collecting, make sure to subscribe for more tips and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss out on valuable coin discoveries. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, it helps the channel grow. 1988 No Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny coin. This particular coin may look like your typical penny at first glance, but believe it or not, it holds a special place in the market, and some of these coins are valued at a whopping $1 million. Intrigued? Let's break down what makes this penny so valuable and explore its current market worth. First, let's cover the basics. The 1988 penny features Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, with the famous Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Most of us are familiar with these coins, as they were produced in large quantities by the U.S. Mint. However, the key factor that sets some of the 1988 pennies apart from the rest is the lack of a mint mark, which would typically indicate where the coin was produced, either Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. The absence of a mint mark on a coin isn't usually considered a rarity in itself, but this small detail, combined with certain specific characteristics, has turned the 1988 no mint mark penny into something of a legend among collectors. So, why is the 1988 penny without a mint mark so sought after? The truth lies in the fact that there were a few errors during its production. While most 1988 pennies were minted in Philadelphia and Denver, a handful of 1988 pennies were struck without a mint mark in Philadelphia. This error, combined with certain coin conditions like being in pristine, uncirculated or gem quality form, is what gives the 1988 no mint mark penny its exceptional value. The error coins are highly prized because they are rare and add a unique element to any collection. Now, let's talk numbers. If you've got a 1988 no mint mark penny sitting in your collection, you might want to pay close attention to its condition, as this is one of the most important factors in determining its value. In general, a regular 1988 penny in circulated condition is worth face value. That's just 1 cent. However, when you get into uncirculated or high-grade specimens, the price starts to climb significantly. A 1988 no mint mark penny in uncirculated condition can easily be worth anywhere between $50 to $500, depending on its grade and quality. But here's where things get really interesting. If you have a 1988 penny in pristine, gem quality condition, especially one that has been professionally graded by a trusted certification agency like PCGS or NGC, the value can soar into the thousands. These rare, error-free 1988 pennies have been sold at auction for as much as $1,000 or more. For those of you wondering if this coin could ever break the $1 million mark, well, while it's not quite at that level yet, anything is possible in the world of rare coin collecting. There's always the potential for a record-breaking sale if one of these error coins were to come up in the right auction or to the right collector. Several factors can influence the market value of your 1988 no mint mark penny, including condition and grade. Coins that are graded MS65 or higher, mint state, are much more valuable than those with noticeable wear and tear. Coins in pristine, uncirculated conditions have the most potential for high valuation. The rarity of the coin, combined with collector demand, will also drive the price. Because only a small number of these error pennies exist in high-grade condition, they're seen as a rare find. A certified coin that has been graded by a reputable service such as NGC or PCGS will always fetch a higher value. The certification provides buyers with confidence that the coin is legitimate and in the stated condition. If you think you've got a rare 1988 penny in your hands, you might be wondering where you can sell it for its true worth. There are several ways you can go about selling rare coins. Major auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers regularly deal with rare coins and offer a platform for high-value sales. Websites like eBay or specialized coin-selling platforms provide an opportunity for private sellers to reach a global audience. Trusted local or online coin dealers might be willing to purchase your rare coin if they believe it has significant value. Before selling, it's always a good idea to have your coin professionally appraised and graded. This way, you'll have an accurate idea of its market value and ensure you get the best deal possible. At the heart of it, coins like the 1988 no mint mark penny are valuable because they combine rarity, historical significance, and a story. Collectors love a good find, especially one with a unique backstory like this coin's error. The excitement of discovering a coin with a unique characteristic, whether it's an error or a limited release, fuels the demand for these pieces. Moreover, coins are tangible pieces of history. Every time we hold one, we're holding something that has been in circulation for years, potentially decades. That connection to history, combined with the pursuit of rarity, makes coins like the 1988 no-mint mark penny both fascinating and highly sought after. So, to wrap up, the 1988 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny is a hidden gem for collectors. While most of these pennies are worth face value, a high-quality, error-free specimen could be worth thousands of dollars, and in rare cases, even approach the $1 million mark if the right conditions align. If you have a 1988 penny without a mint mark, take a moment to assess its condition and consider having it professionally graded. You might just have a valuable piece of history on your hands. 1991 Lincoln 1-cent coin. You might be thinking, isn't that just a regular penny? Well, hold on to your seats because this one has the potential to be worth far more than face value. Let's uncover the story and the current market value of this rare coin. The 1991 penny is part of the famous Lincoln series of coins, which have been produced by the United States Mint since 1909. The obverse features a portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This design has become iconic over the years, but the real intrigue starts when we talk about the minting process. The reverse of the coin shows the Lincoln Memorial, another hallmark of the Lincoln cent. However, the 1991 penny isn't exactly special at first glance. But it's the no mint mark version that might make your heart race. Most coins have a mint mark, which indicates where they were produced. The United States Mint has several facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, San Francisco, and West Point. Normally, the mint mark will appear on the obverse, just beneath the date. The 1991 penny, however, was produced in Philadelphia, and Philadelphia coins from this year were struck with no mint mark. While the absence of the mint mark might seem normal to some, it's a distinguishing feature that collectors pay close attention to. In certain years, a lack of a mint mark can signal rarity, making the coin more desirable to collectors. While the 1991 no mint mark penny isn't inherently rare in terms of production numbers, over 10 billion pennies were minted that year, it's the condition of the coin that plays a massive role in its potential value. Most pennies from this year are in average circulation condition, but there are certain factors that elevate its worth. Coins that are well preserved, particularly those in mint state or with uncirculated qualities, can fetch a much higher price. Look for examples that have sharp details, a smooth surface, and no signs of wear and tear. Now let's talk numbers. The value of the 1991 no mint mark penny can vary depending on its condition, but let me break it down for you. In average circulation condition, you're likely looking at a value of 1 to 3 cents. Basically, it's worth face value or just a little more. But when we get into higher grades, like MS-65 or above, the value jumps significantly. An MS-65 or better 1991 penny can fetch around $5 to $10. But if you happen to find an uncirculated coin with immaculate features, it could be worth anywhere from $20 to $50, maybe even higher, depending on demand. And if there's ever a highly sought-after era coin in the mix, those could be worth a lot more, sometimes even hundreds of dollars. So, are these pennies worth millions? The short answer is, it's unlikely for a typical 1991 penny to be worth millions of dollars. But here's where things get interesting. Coins from the Lincoln series, especially those with unique characteristics, do occasionally make headlines at auctions, with rare era coins or ultra-high-grade specimens selling for large sums. However, these instances are the exception, not the rule. If you're considering adding a 1991 penny to your collection or even selling one you found, remember that condition is everything. Keep it in good shape, store it properly, and do your research when buying or selling. It's not just about the year, but about the quality of the coin, and that's what collectors are willing to pay for. 1993 The Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. While this penny may look like your typical pocket change, it has the potential to be worth significantly more. So, if you've ever wondered about the true value of the 1993 penny, or whether it could make you a millionaire, you're in the right place. The 1993 D penny was minted at the Denver Mint, denoted by the D Mint mark you see on the reverse side of the coin. At first glance, it might seem like just another penny, but as with any coin, condition, rarity, and errors can all play a huge role in its value. Before we dive into the specifics of its value, let's talk about how this penny fits into the larger context of coin collecting. In general, the US Mint produces billions of pennies each year. The 1993 D penny, while not rare in terms of production numbers, can still be worth much more than its face value depending on a few key factors. So, what makes a 1993 D penny valuable? The most obvious factor is its condition. Pennies that are in uncirculated or nearly perfect condition are the most desirable among collectors. Coins in such condition can easily fetch between $1 and $3. It doesn't sound like much, but remember, that's already 100 to 300 times the coin's face value. But the real potential for a 1993 D penny to become a true windfall lies in its rarity, or if there is an error on the coin. Now, error coins are where the magic happens in the coin collecting world. A slight misstrike, a double die, or any other error can turn an otherwise ordinary penny into a valuable treasure. For example, some 1993 D pennies have been discovered with various types of die errors, such as a double die obverse, where the date or the image of Lincoln appears more than once on the coin. These errors can dramatically increase the value of the penny. A 1993 D penny with a noticeable double die could sell for several $100s, depending on the severity of the error and the coin's condition. Now, let's take a look at the real million-dollar question. Can a 1993 D penny be worth $1 million? In theory, it's possible. A penny with a significant, rare minting error, in flawless condition, could fetch that kind of price at auction. However, such high values are more common for older and rare coins, especially those from earlier eras. For the 1993 D penny to approach $1 million value, it would have to be an incredibly rare and error-free example. Think along the lines of a coin that not only has a rare error but also has been graded as MS-70, the highest grade possible, with exceptional eye appeal and historical importance. So, while the typical 1993 D penny isn't going to make you a millionaire overnight, there is still a potential for big returns, especially if you're lucky enough to find a rare error coin or one in pristine condition. Remember, the value of coins can fluctuate depending on demand, collector interest, and market trends. And as always, a coin's value is also impacted by how well it's preserved. If you think you have a valuable 1993 D penny, it's worth getting it professionally graded. Companies like PCGS and NGC provide grading services that can assess the coin's authenticity and condition, giving you a clearer picture of its market potential. 1994 No Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. You're in the right place. In this video, we'll dive deep into the current market value of this particular coin and discuss its worth, potentially reaching into the millions of dollars. So, grab your magnifying glass and let's explore the world of rare coins. Let's start with a quick overview of the coin itself. The 1994 Lincoln penny is a regular 1-cent coin produced by the United States Mint. What makes this coin special, though, is the fact that it doesn't carry a mint mark, which can often indicate an interesting rarity or an anomaly in the minting process. The standard Abraham Lincoln design, created by Victor David Brenner, graces the obverse of the coin, while the reverse shows the famous Lincoln Memorial. Now, you might be asking, what's so special about a 1994 penny with no mint mark? Well, that's what we're about to uncover. In 1994, the U.S. Mint produced pennies in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Most coins produced in Philadelphia that year would typically have no mint mark. However, the issue arises when collectors start noticing that certain 1994 pennies, particularly those without the mint mark, have become quite sought after. For most years, a coin without a mint mark isn't too unusual. But in the case of the 1994 penny, some of these coins have been identified as particularly rare because of slight variations during the minting process. A small percentage of these coins were produced with an error in the striking process, causing unique characteristics that make them more desirable to collectors. These can include off-center strikes, doubling, or even improperly aligned dies. These characteristics add a premium to the penny's value, even though, at first glance, it may seem like just another 1-cent coin. And of course, rarity is the key factor in determining the value of any coin. As of now, the value of a typical 1994 no-mint mark Lincoln penny in average circulated condition is still only worth 1 cent, its face value. However, don't be fooled. This coin can be worth much more depending on its condition, rarity, and any unique errors it may have. If you're lucky enough to have a 1994 penny with a rare error, the price could skyrocket. A 1994 penny with no mint mark but with an off-center strike, or a double die, can be worth hundreds to even thousands of dollars depending on the extent of the error. Coins with these kinds of unique characteristics can fetch prices anywhere between $500 and $1,000 or more, especially if they're in mint or uncirculated condition. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Some well-preserved examples of the 1994 no-mint mark Lincoln penny have been known to sell for even higher amounts. With a solid collector's market for error coins, a highly sought-after version could go for tens of thousands of dollars at auction. And in rare cases, particularly flawless examples that fit the error description could be worth millions, though that's extremely rare. So, why does the 1994 penny hold such value? Well, it comes down to a few key factors. Though 1994 pennies were produced in large quantities, the error coins are less common. Coins in pristine, uncirculated condition are worth significantly more. Error coins are highly sought after by collectors who are willing to pay top dollar for a rare find. While the 1994 penny may not seem special at first glance, its potential for high value status adds a historical intrigue, especially when tied to an error or scarcity. How to identify a valuable 1994 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Now, you might be wondering how to identify if your 1994 penny is worth more than its face value. Here are a few things to look for. Look closely for off-center strikes, double die obverse, where the design is doubled, or even repunched mint marks. Coins in high grades, particularly those graded MS-65 or higher by professional grading services like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, will fetch much higher prices. Pennies with a fresh, unblemished luster and rich, copper color are preferred by collectors. To really find out the exact value of your penny, you can take it to a professional coin dealer, or even send it to one of the major grading services for evaluation. So, what does all this mean for the 1994 no-mint mark Lincoln penny? While the vast majority of these coins are still worth just 1 cent, the potential for error and rarity in certain examples means that they could fetch anywhere from a few $100s to a few $1 million in the right condition. It's all about finding those rare examples with unique characteristics that collectors are after. If you have a 1994 penny in your collection, make sure to give it a thorough inspection, because you might be holding on to something much more valuable than you think. And as always, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment below if you found this video helpful. Stay tuned for more coin-related content, and happy hunting for your next rare treasure. 1995 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. You might be thinking, a penny is just a penny. But hold on, this particular coin has something special that makes it incredibly valuable, with a market worth that could be in the millions of dollars. So, if you're a coin collector, investor, or just curious about the world of rare coins, keep watching. First, let's start with some basics. The Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny has been a staple in U.S. currency since its introduction in 1909. The coin was designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner and was meant to honor the legacy of President Abraham Lincoln. But did you know that the 1995 penny holds a unique distinction that sets it apart from the rest? The 1995 penny, like other regular pennies, was minted with copper and has the classic design featuring Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. However, here's the twist. Most U.S. pennies feature a mint mark indicating where they were struck. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The 1995 penny without a mint mark has sparked the curiosity of collectors and experts alike. Normally, Pennies minted in Philadelphia don't have a mint mark, while those minted in Denver and San Francisco do. But due to a unique production error, the 1995 penny produced in Philadelphia was sometimes found without a mint mark, despite being struck there. This particular error makes it highly collectible. While it might sound trivial, when you're dealing with rare coins, even small anomalies can dramatically increase a coin's value. So why is the 1995 no mint mark penny valued so highly? The rarity factor plays a huge role. This penny wasn't produced intentionally as a mint error, but due to a mistake during the production process. As with most rare and error coins, their value is driven by supply and demand, how few of these pennies were actually created and how much collectors are willing to pay for them. Most of these coins are found in relatively good condition, but the condition of the penny plays a significant part in determining its market value. Coins that are well preserved, especially those graded as MS65 or higher by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, can command significantly higher prices. Now, let's talk about the real value of this coin. For a typical 1995 no mint mark penny in circulated condition, you might see prices in the range of a few dollars, maybe $1 to $5, depending on its condition. But here's where it gets exciting. When you start talking about uncirculated or mint state examples, the value skyrockets. In the right condition, especially if it's been certified by a professional grading service, this penny can fetch upwards of $500. But that's just the beginning. A coin in flawless condition, graded at MS65 or above, can easily be worth several $1,000s. There are even reports of some 1995 no mint mark pennies being valued at $10,000 or more. Now, here's the real jackpot. A few rare 1995 no mint mark pennies have been sold for close to $1 million. Yes, you heard that right. These coins, due to their pristine condition, rarity, and error, have attracted the attention of serious collectors willing to pay astronomical prices. In fact, there are some rumors that certain specimens may be worth even more than that, depending on the bidding competition at auctions. If you think you might have a 1995 no mint mark penny lying around, here's how to identify it. Look for the absence of a mint mark. As we mentioned earlier, Philadelphia minted coins are typically unmarked. So a penny from this year with no mint mark on the reverse is a sign it could be one to watch. The value increases significantly with better condition. Look for clear, sharp details with little to no wear on the coin. To really understand its value, consider sending it to a reputable coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. A professional grade can make a huge difference in how much it sells for. If you think you've found one of these rare pennies, you may be wondering where you can sell it. There are a few options. Trusted local or online dealers will often buy rare coins, especially ones with known errors. Platforms like eBay are home to many rare coin collectors, and you could get competitive bids for your coin. High-end auction houses like Heritage Auctions often handle rare coins, and they can sometimes help you achieve top dollar for your find. So, there you have it. The 1995 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny is a rare, highly sought-after treasure, and if you happen to stumble across one, it could potentially be worth millions. It's an exciting part of the world of numismatics and a perfect example of how a small minting error can create a coin worth far more than its face value. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new today, be sure to hit the like button, share it with your fellow coin collectors, and subscribe for more fascinating videos on rare coins and their values. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a coin with an error, or if you have a 1995 no mint mark penny in your collection. 2001 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny, but not just any penny. We're diving into the mysterious 2001 no mint mark Lincoln penny, a coin that has caught the attention of collectors and experts alike. You'll find out why this seemingly common penny could actually be worth millions. Yes, you heard that right, millions. So, grab your magnifying glass, because we're going to take a close look at what makes this penny so valuable and why it could potentially make you a lot richer than you ever expected. At first glance, the 2001 Lincoln penny might not seem any different from the countless other pennies you find in your pocket. However, there's something special about certain 2001 pennies that makes them incredibly rare and valuable to collectors. The 2001 penny, like most modern coins, was minted at the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. But here's where things get interesting. Most of the 2001 pennies were produced with a mint mark, either a D for Denver or a P for Philadelphia. However, a small number of 2001 pennies were minted in Philadelphia without a mint mark at all. These coins, which lack the P mint mark, are known as the 2001 no mint mark Lincoln penny. Now, you might be thinking, a penny without a mint mark? That's no big deal. Well, it turns out that this tiny error has caused a stir in the world of numismatics, or coin collecting, for one big reason: scarcity. The United States Mint typically strikes coins with a mint mark to show where the coin was produced. Philadelphia produced pennies, for example, normally have a P mint mark on the reverse side of the coin. But due to a minting error, a very small number of 2001 pennies were produced without this mint mark. This anomaly makes them incredibly rare. So, how rare are these coins? Well, it's difficult to know the exact number of 2001 no mint mark Lincoln pennies that were produced, but estimates suggest that only a handful are still in circulation. This scarcity is what makes them so sought after by coin collectors. If you happen to find one of these pennies in your change jar or among your collection, you could be holding on to something that's worth a lot more than just 1 cent now. Let's talk about the market value. As of today, the value of a 2001 no mint mark Lincoln penny can vary depending on its condition, rarity, and how much demand there is in the market at any given time. Generally speaking, most 2001 no mint mark pennies in average circulated condition are worth anywhere from $50 to $100. However, if the coin is in mint condition, with sharp details and no visible wear, its value can skyrocket to $1,000 or more. And in some cases, especially if the penny is graded by a reputable coin grading service, it could fetch even higher prices. Some lucky individuals have reported finding these pennies in mint-perfect condition, and when graded by professional services, they've been valued at several $1,000s. In rare instances, coins with this type of mint error can even approach the $1 million mark. Now, you may be wondering, what makes these coins worth such astronomical prices? Well, it's a combination of rarity, historical significance, and the error involved in their creation. Errors like these are highly prized in the numismatic community because they are so hard to find. The market for rare coins is ever-changing, and while it's hard to predict exactly how much a specific coin will sell for, the general trend has shown that these 2001 no mint mark pennies could be worth millions, especially if they are in pristine, uncirculated condition and attract the attention of the right buyer. The key here is finding one of these coins, getting it professionally graded, and holding onto it until the right opportunity arises to sell it to a collector or at an auction. Coins like this can increase in value over time, and some of the best investments in numismatics have been those rare coins that were held onto for years, only to become worth thousands, or even millions, down the line. So, what should you do if you think you have a 2001 no mint mark Lincoln penny in your possession? First, inspect the coin carefully. Look for the lack of a mint mark on the reverse side, and make sure the coin doesn't have any other signs of wear or damage that might reduce its value. Next, get the coin professionally graded by a certified numismatic expert. Grading is a process that assigns a quality score to the coin, which helps determine its market value. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin is likely to be. Finally, consider keeping your coin safe in a protective case to prevent any further damage and preserve its condition. After all, the more pristine the coin is, the more valuable it becomes. In conclusion, while the 2001 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny may seem like an ordinary coin, its rarity and potential for high value make it a hidden gem in the world of coin collecting. If you happen to find one of these pennies, you could be holding on to a piece of American history that might just be worth a fortune. 2003 Lincoln 1-cent penny, with no mint mark. Now you might think, it's just a penny, how valuable can it really be? Well, you'd be surprised. In this video, we'll discuss everything you need to know about this coin, why it's so sought after, and how it could be worth thousands, even millions of dollars in some cases. So, let's jump right into it and see why this particular penny is such a treasure. Let's start with a quick refresher on what the 2003 Lincoln penny is. In 2003, the U.S. Mint produced billions of pennies, with Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. It was a year where the regular, expected Lincoln cent design was issued across the country. While most of these pennies looked the same, a few rare variations were produced that could make some collectors incredibly wealthy. For most collectors, the 2003 Lincoln penny would seem like just another copper-plated coin. However, the focus today is on one particular variant that makes this coin so unique: the 2003 penny with no mint mark. Now, you might be wondering, what's the big deal with a missing mint mark? To understand that, we need to take a step back and explain mint marks. Mint marks are small letters that appear on coins, indicating where they were struck. For example, a D means the coin was minted in Denver, while a P refers to Philadelphia. The 2003 penny is normally expected to have a mint mark indicating where it was made. However, a small number of 2003 pennies were accidentally struck without a mint mark at all. These particular pennies, without a D for Denver or a P for Philadelphia, are the ones that collectors are after. In a regular year, mint marks are crucial because they help identify where the coin was made, but in this case, the absence of the mint mark makes the coin a rare error that collectors find incredibly desirable. So, why is the 2003 no mint mark penny valuable? The rarity of the coin is what drives its value. Normally, coins with no mint mark or other types of minting errors are rare and often don't make it into circulation. But when they do slip through the cracks, they become highly sought after. This penny has a particular historical value as well. Due to its limited number, it has become something of a holy grail for collectors who are looking to complete their collections of U.S. pennies. In fact, even though it's just a penny, its value is exponentially higher due to how few of them were ever minted without a mint mark. If you happen to come across one, it's a good idea to get it checked out by a professional. Many of these coins can be worth much more than their face value. Now, let's get into the part you've all been waiting for: the value of this rare coin. The market value of the 2003 Lincoln penny with no mint mark can vary greatly depending on its condition and the rarity of the specific coin. In general, a 2003 no mint mark penny in average circulated condition is worth more than a typical penny, but not by much. However, once you start talking about coins in uncirculated condition or those that are graded as high quality, the value jumps significantly. As of the current market, uncirculated or proof versions of the 2003 no mint mark penny can sell for anywhere between $100 to $500. In some cases, coins that are in pristine condition and have been graded as MS65 or higher could be worth $1,000 or even more. But the true magic happens when these coins are authenticated as extremely rare examples, those that are virtually flawless and come with certifications from major coin grading organizations like PCGS or NGC. These rarer specimens could push the value to $10,000 or more depending on demand and the market conditions at the time of sale. Now, here's the kicker: could this penny be worth millions? While it's unlikely that a 2003 no mint mark penny could ever be worth millions, there have been rare cases where similar coins with more extreme errors have fetched astronomical amounts at auctions. So while this one may not hit that $1 million mark, it's not entirely out of the question for rare and high-grade versions. If you think you might have found a 2003 penny with no mint mark, there are a few things to keep in mind to ensure you're looking at the right coin. First, examine the obverse side, the front, of the coin where Lincoln's image is. The absence of a mint mark will be quite noticeable because the area where the mint mark usually appears will be completely blanked out. If you see any other mint marks, such as a D for Denver or a P for Philadelphia, it's not the rare version we're talking about here. It's also crucial to check the condition of the coin. A penny in rough condition won't fetch nearly as much as a coin that's in mint or near mint condition. A professional grading service can help you determine whether your coin is worth getting appraised and potentially sold. To wrap things up, the 2003 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny is definitely one to keep an eye out for. While most pennies from this year are still worth just 1 cent, the no mint mark version has become a rare gem for collectors and coin enthusiasts alike. If you find one of these coins, it could be worth significantly more than face value, potentially hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on its condition. And though it's not likely to hit the $1 million mark, with the right pedigree and condition, anything is possible in the world of coin collecting, so keep your eyes peeled for these rare pennies, and if you think you've got one, get it appraised by a professional to see just how much it's really worth. 2004 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. This coin might seem like just another penny to most people, but for those in the know, it's far more valuable than its face value. In this video, we're going to explore why this particular coin is so special, its current market value, and why it could be worth millions of dollars in the right circumstances. So, let's get started. The 2004 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny was part of a series that honored the 16th President of the United States. While most people are familiar with the Lincoln penny, the 2004 coin is particularly interesting because it comes in two versions, one with a mint mark and one without. This brings us to a crucial aspect, the no mint mark version of the 2004 Lincoln penny. If you look at the back of a regular penny, you'll see a mint mark next to the date that tells you where the coin was produced, whether at the Philadelphia Mint, denoted by the letter P, the Denver Mint, D, or the San Francisco Mint, S. However, the 2004 penny produced in Philadelphia that lacks a mint mark is incredibly rare, and here's why. In 2004, the U.S. Mint produced a significant number of pennies at both the Philadelphia and Denver Mints. However, some 2004 pennies were mistakenly minted without the P mint mark, making them highly sought after by collectors. While the lack of a mint mark was originally assumed to be a simple oversight, these coins have become an anomaly in the world of coin collecting. The scarcity of the 2004 no mint mark Lincoln penny is what makes it valuable today. Most pennies minted in 2004 have the D or P mint marks, and it's the absence of this mint mark that gives the coin its rarity and allure. Coin collectors refer to this type of coin as a mint error. And as many collectors know, mint errors can dramatically increase the value of a coin. As with any collectible, the condition of the coin plays a massive role in its value. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to mint state, with MS 70 being the highest grade possible. The better the grade, the more valuable the coin becomes. So, if you happen to come across a 2004 no mint mark penny in exceptional condition, say, with an MS 65 or higher, you could be looking at a significant payoff. Even though the 2004 no mint mark penny might not have been widely circulated or recognized as valuable at first, the years have changed that perception. Today, high-grade versions of this coin, particularly those in mint state condition, are fetching increasingly higher prices at auction. So, how much is this coin worth today? Well, the market value of the 2004 no mint mark Lincoln penny can vary significantly based on its condition and the current demand in the marketplace. For example, a 2004 no mint mark penny in average circulated condition might be worth around $100 to $300. However, this value can skyrocket when the coin is in high quality, uncirculated condition. A coin with a higher grade, such as MS 65 or higher, could be worth anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000. But here's where it gets really exciting. If you have a perfectly pristine example, a coin graded MS 70 could fetch up to $10,000 or more. Now, let's talk about those rare instances where a coin like the 2004 no mint mark penny could approach the $1 million mark. Coins of this caliber are often tied to a few key factors: unique provenance, historical significance, and of course, condition. In rare cases, some exceptional 2004 no mint mark pennies have made their way into high-profile auctions, where they've sold for astronomical prices. While it's important to keep in mind that these prices are not the norm, there are always those exceptional outliers in the world of coin collecting that defy expectations. In fact, a few lucky collectors have been able to get their hands on rare and flawless versions of this penny that are being valued in the hundreds of thousands, with the possibility of reaching the $1 million mark under the right circumstances. Now, if you're wondering how you can get your hands on a 2004 no mint mark penny, there are a few options. The first is to check through your change and search through your personal collection of pennies. The no mint mark versions are incredibly rare, so it will take some time and patience to spot one. Make sure to carefully examine each penny, paying close attention to the date and the mint mark, or lack thereof. Another way to acquire a 2004 no-mint mark penny is to attend coin shows or look through online coin marketplaces, like eBay or dedicated numismatic websites. Make sure to verify the authenticity and condition of any coin you purchase, as there are plenty of counterfeit coins circulating as well. To wrap up, the 2004 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny is a true gem in the world of coin collecting. While it may seem like just another penny to the casual observer, its rarity and value make it one of the most sought-after coins on the market today. If you happen to find one in great condition, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Remember, when it comes to coin collecting, knowledge is power. Whether you're an experienced collector or a beginner, keep an eye out for unique and rare coins like the 2004 no-mint mark penny. You never know what you might find. 2016 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny coin. Now I know what you're thinking, it's just a penny, right? But trust me, this coin has a lot more to it than meets the eye, especially when it comes to its value in the current market. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update on rare and valuable coins. Now, let's get started. The 2016 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny is part of the United States Mint's ongoing production of the Lincoln Memorial pennies that first began back in 1909. The 2016 coin marks over a century of Lincoln's legacy on U.S. currency. But while the coin might look familiar with its iconic design, the portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, there's more to this coin than just its design. Throughout the years, the Lincoln penny has undergone several changes, but in 2016, it was produced in the standard copper-plated zinc composition, and it's mostly seen as a regular circulating penny. You may be wondering, why would a 2016 penny be worth anything special? Well, let's get into that. Here's the thing. There are no rare minting errors in this coin that would immediately suggest it's worth a lot more than face value. However, there are certain factors that can dramatically increase the value of this coin depending on its condition, minting history, and demand in the market. While most 2016 pennies are not going to break the bank, some may be worth more than you think. One of the most common aspects that collectors look for in a coin is its condition. The better the condition, the higher the value. Coins with little to no wear, strong strike details, and original luster are often considered to be in mint state, which is a huge plus for collectors. Additionally, the presence of special varieties or errors could increase the value significantly. But for the 2016 penny, there are a few things that set it apart from others in the same year. Coins that are graded in mint state, meaning they've never been used in circulation, are typically worth more than those that have been handled and show signs of wear. Pennies that are graded MS65 or higher are considered to be in excellent condition, and these tend to fetch higher prices on the market. As we move up the grading scale, the value of a 2016 penny can increase exponentially. If you happen to have a penny from 2016 that is in perfect condition, uncirculated, and has a high grade of 66 or higher, you could expect it to be worth anywhere from $5 to $10 or more in the collector market. A key feature when determining a coin's value is its mint mark, or the lack of one. The 2016 penny, like many others in the same year, was produced in multiple mints. However, the 2016 penny without a mint mark, meaning it was struck in Philadelphia, is not especially rare or valuable when compared to others that have mint marks like those from Denver or San Francisco. But the absence of a mint mark could still be appealing to certain collectors. While the 2016 penny is generally free of large-scale minting errors, small flaws do occasionally show up. One of the more interesting variations of the 2016 penny involves double strikes or off-center coins. These are rare and can dramatically increase the value of your coin if you happen to stumble upon one. So, what is the current market value of the 2016 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny? If you were to check online auction sites or coin dealers, you'll see that most 2016 pennies are still valued at their face value, or just a small premium above it. But when you start talking about coins in mint condition or those with slight errors, the value can rise substantially. Coins graded at MS65 or higher could be worth up to $5 to $10, and in some cases, you might find auction listings where a premium is placed on high-grade examples. If a coin has a rare error, like a double die obverse or an off-center strike, its value could skyrocket, reaching prices between $50 and $100 or more, depending on the severity of the error and its desirability in the market. Now, let's answer the big question. Can the 2016 Lincoln penny be worth millions of dollars? While there are no known cases of a 2016 penny being sold for millions, there is always a possibility in the world of coin collecting. Coins with rare errors, or those with a unique historical connection, can sometimes fetch astronomical amounts. However, for a standard 2016 penny, even a high-grade one, you're more likely to see a value of $50 to $100 on the high end, unless something extraordinary happens with that coin in the future. So, while the 2016 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny may not be an immediate million-dollar coin, it's still a very interesting piece of U.S. currency to have in your collection. If you're lucky enough to find a high-grade example or one with a unique error, you could have a valuable coin in your hands. Remember, the value of a coin is always influenced by its condition, rarity, and demand. If you've enjoyed learning about the 2016 Lincoln penny, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, share it with fellow collectors, and leave a comment down below letting me know if you found any interesting variations or errors in your own collection. Also, make sure you subscribe to stay updated on all things coin-related. 2017 Lincoln penny with the Denver Mint mark. Could this small copper-plated coin be worth millions of dollars? Let's find out. The 2017 penny is part of the modern Lincoln cent series, a coin that carries the legacy of one of America's most iconic presidents. This particular penny was struck at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the small D mark located just below the year on the obverse side. These pennies are made from a zinc core with a thin copper coating and have been widely circulated. With a massive mintage of over 4 billion coins, you might wonder how one could possibly be worth millions. When it comes to coins, rarity and condition play a crucial role in determining value. While billions of 2017 pennies exist, the coins that fetch significant amounts of money are the ones in pristine condition, or those with rare minting errors. Collectors and numismatists pay special attention to details like sharp strikes, flawless surfaces, and unique errors that make a coin one of a kind. The first thing to look for is the coin's condition. Coins graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC can command astonishing prices. A 2017 penny in mint state 69 or mint state 70, which are nearly perfect grades, can be incredibly valuable due to their rarity in such pristine conditions. These high-grade coins are often preserved right after minting and show no signs of wear or damage. Such coins are highly sought after by collectors, with some fetching thousands and even millions of dollars at auctions. Another key factor is mint errors. These are mistakes made during the minting process and can include things like double dies, off-center strikes, or missing elements. Errors make a coin unique, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for these rare variations. For example, a 2017 penny with a dramatic die clash or a significant double die error could easily reach staggering values at auction. To illustrate just how valuable these coins can be, let's look at recent auction records. In some cases, error coins and high-grade specimens of Lincoln pennies have sold for tens of thousands of dollars. A rare 2017 penny with a perfect mint state grade or a unique error could easily surpass expectations, potentially fetching millions in a competitive auction setting. It's a reminder that rarity combined with collector demand can drive coin values into the stratosphere. So how do you know if your 2017 penny is special? Start by examining your coin under good lighting and using a magnifying glass. Look for signs of minting errors like doubling on the letters, numbers, or Lincoln's image. Check for off-center strikes or unusual features that make your coin stand out. If you believe your penny might be rare, consider having it professionally graded by a trusted service like PCGS or NGC. A high-grade certification or confirmation of a mint error can dramatically increase the coin's value. Even if your 2017 penny doesn't have a unique error or isn't in flawless condition, it's still a fascinating piece of history. The Lincoln penny is a symbol of American culture and resilience, and owning one connects you to over a century of numismatic tradition. However, the possibility of owning $1 million coin makes searching through your change or coin collections even more exciting. In conclusion, the 2017 Lincoln penny has the potential to be worth a fortune if it's in exceptional condition or features a rare mint error. These coins remind us that even the smallest objects can hold incredible value and stories. So next time you come across a penny, don't overlook it. It might just be the key to unlocking a treasure worth millions.